Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to today's episode of the official ARK podcast number 226. My name's Coach Mistletoad, and I'm here live with the core team. Your host for tonight, as always, the one and only Mr. Atlas. Please take it away, sir.
Thank you for the introduction, Coach Mistletoad, and folks, welcome back to another edition of the ARK Daily Podcast. This is June 14th, a special day. It's the hump day. We have Kelly Snook here. She's our guest on the pod. Any questions, get your calculators out, pen and paper, start taking some notes. She's here to answer any and all questions related to ARK, in particular to her fantastic invention, fantastic tool. Also, her sister has created the calculator for the DHAL. It's a great tool for the folks that are looking at ARK. Nice, steady, dynamic range here. Some folks are saying it almost looks like a stable coin. Imagine that, a stable coin that pays you 2% a day. Sheesh, folks. I mean, we got to put that. We have to put that on one of those jumbotrons over there in Times Square. Get some of these people's attentions. James at the water cooler, where he likes to take his break, going over to the eat the thin crust pizza, Times Square. He's going to take a peek at that. He's going to be able to see also the virtual card, the air card, Terra card coming soon, on ramp. Folks, we can tell you right now, we're going to have the cheapest price of any onboarding system out in the crypto space. We're going to be releasing all of that information for you very, very shortly. We're going to have a lot to show. We're actually looking at some billboards, by the way. We've got people working on that. We got to get the word out there. Get folks using our utilities. Spread the word. Let them know what's happening here as they come to use their products, as they're sitting around crying, moping, looking down at their feet, talking about that. Crypto is dead in America. You know what we here at the ARK have to say? Don't worry, little Jimmy. We got you. You don't need to worry. You don't need to cry. We've got the air card. We have the Terra card. We can get you to onboard your crypto, offboard your crypto. It's only getting better and better. And private, anonymous. You're in control, little Jimmy. Don't worry. So we're very, very excited. Couldn't be, I think, a better time to introduce our products to the masses than exactly right now. When we went from shots fired to lawsuits, potentially even some criminal charges coming along towards Binance CZ. It's a heinous debacle that's unfolding. Very unfortunate. However, we've always said what we do here on the ARK, where there's a problem, where there is a gap in the market, where folks are stranded with nowhere to go, we see opportunity. We see the potential to pretty much throw that lifeline with our products to all these crypto investors so that they may be in control of the crypto, not having to worry about Uncle Sam looking over his shoulder, trying to control every move, every transaction between his fiat bank and the exchanges. We solved that, folks, and they're absolutely going to love it. The great folks that are legacy NFT investors here in the Secret DAO, they're going to have the first crack at it. They're going to be our very fortunate first customers to give us their feedback before we do the mass release. Shout out to everyone that is a legacy NFT holder. That's another product that we're going to be talking about quite a lot moving forward. Legacy NFTs are printing. Printing. Paying off every single day, nonstop. There's no NFT product like that out anywhere in crypto that's paying so well in the NFT format. Absolutely fantastic. Let's go ahead and take a quick look and let's see what the stats here are showing us. Stats are still grayed out as we had to restart the system. It's going to take a little bit. So let me actually just read it out to you. We are at 5,450 ARK Vault accounts. That's right, folks. We are continuing our growth. Just 50 new accounts shy of 5,500 ARK accounts here. Liquidity on PancakeSwap holding very, very steady, calm, cool, and collected. 191,618 BUSD. ILC reserves, again, holding very steady, 284,902 BUSD. The price of ARK, $1. That is right, folks. Today's Spark price pool is 718.42 ARK and a street value of 718.42 BUSD. I mean, how much more simple can that be? Today, we're going to find our 220th Spark Prize winner, and we're going to turn it over to Mr. Brett Nordin, hear what updates he has for us today. Hope you're doing well, sir.
Doing great. Busy day. Yeah, just final hours on the on-ramp here. We're just getting things. I've got an announcement in the oven, so we're real close. Alex has got a punch list he's going through just to make sure everything is, buttoned down tight and doing any final testing and things like that, going through the website, as we talked about yesterday with the fine-tooth comb, making sure we have all of the I's dotted and the T's crossed, so to speak. So, yeah, that'll be exciting. I'm hoping, before the end of the week, we were able to push that one out. We're just still doing a little bit of back and forth, but, really just in the final stages of getting that thing ready for production and out to everyone. So stay tuned for that. Also, the air card is really close as well. We're just grinding through that one. I hope we can get that one finished before Alex leaves. He does have a vacation coming up on the 17th, so we're kind of pushing to that date. But if not, we'll have to recircle back when he returns on the 24th and finish that one up. So that's kind of how things are laying out right now. Other than that, stuff going on with ArkNet and still researching and building out the elements for the white paper and really looking to do something unique there. We would like to be disruptive and innovative in that space. And we think not only with ZK-EVM, but with, putting our heads together and coming at it from a security perspective, I think we can come up with something very unique. So yeah, we're still working on that. Other than that, I think it's just kind of watching this thing, as you mentioned, it's almost acting like a stable coin in a way. We're watching the legacy NFTs print. I think there was a few more silvers minted in the last 24 hours. So yeah, excited to see. I think we've got a great base here to springboard off of, and with the on and off ramps coming, and also the DVPN down the street here. I think we're in for another nice, exciting ride. So yeah, I'm just buckling up and getting ready for that, and just working hard and supporting the team where I can. But it's just really a lot of work in the back end going on right now to get these things finished up.
That's correct. It's been intense. Wish there were more hours in the day to be able to go faster, get more of it done. But I think it's been amazing. It's really amazing how everything's flowed through, and connecting with the banks. They have their own schedules. They work their 9 to 5s. They don't work like the ARK here, 16, 18-hour days, Saturday, Sunday, Mother's Day, New Year's. So while we're waiting for them, we're continuing all of the other development, and then waking up and getting with them early in the morning and pushing them as hard as we can throughout the day. So it's been a great experience. We really have nothing to complain about. It's been, I think, a great experience, nothing but professionalism, and I think the right attitude to bring everything out to market. They understand as well as we do the opportunity that's here. I mean, we're sitting on diamonds, folks. It's not a secret. You don't need to, I think, be a very smart person or investor to understand that these products are going to have a fantastic outreach. They're going to be well received. Folks that are in Ethereum, folks that are Bitcoiners, folks that are, into the S coins, staking. I mean, whatever you're doing in crypto, you need these products. These folks are stranded. There is no doubt about it. So coming, with great offerings, having the most competitive price and so many options. I believe we're going to see here a surge, a tsunami of interest. And of course, as they come to find out about the project, do their due diligence, go on over to the YouTube and see 225 consecutive podcasts that the team has been able to accomplish. A very well-educated, empathetic, and just kind and smart community. They will want to check us out. They will want to see what we're up to, what we're about, who we are. And boy, have we got a lot to show. So through that process, it's understood that they're going to be able to see the vault. They're going to be able to see the foundation. They're going to be able to see the legacy NFTs. So they came for the product. They came for their needs, but they're going to stay for the ability to earn the passive income and join us on this amazing journey that we've been on for some time now. So really excited to see how that blends. And again, really asking of our community to be calm, cool, collected, and ready to mentor and to answer questions and help these folks out, because they're going to want to know, hey, what's this whole thing about? I know you've got these air cards, these tarot cards. I'm using it. I'm ordering it. I'm waiting for it to get in the mail. I just did a couple of transactions with the virtual card. It took me a couple minutes. I'm out shopping. I went to put gas in the car, and they're going to be exposed to everything that we have here. So we're counting on all of you great folks to be the leaders, to be the teachers, to be the mentors to all of these people that will be coming and joining us. And some of them might just be completely new to passive income. They're just traders, or they're long-term investors, happy with a couple, percent a year, and they're just going to be blown away. They're going to say, hey, this is too good to be true. And we have a fantastic community here that's experienced this, has been through the journey, that has had amazing success. And there's no better, I think, way to speak to someone, but from experience, having a testimonial of what the ARK has done for you and what your journey's been like here. So with that, let's go ahead and open it up and see if anyone has some questions for Kelly Snook. She's joining us here. I think she's still in the room. We're running late today. We thank you all for your patience. I believe she's still here. Yes, she is.
I am. Here I am, driving across the Great Plains of the United States towards Colorado, where I'm going to see Rebecca.
Oh boy, that sounds exciting.
Well, it's really
open
not.
road.
It's the most boring drive ever, but I'm happy that you're all here to keep me awake.
What's the view like? Is it mountains?
It is lots and lots of corn.
Okay.
Corn everywhere. It's a flat, open road. It's sunny. It's hot. And there is lots of corn.
Well, hopefully no traffic.
Not very much traffic, no.
That's great. And you've been doing okay, Kelly?
Yeah, I'm doing well. Just left my dad today. It's his birthday. He's 81 years old. He's doing great. I learned how to bake a cake. All good. Yeah.
I've had a couple birthdays in the family last week.
Okay.
Yeah. Birthday month for a lot of folks.
Yeah.
Have you been keeping up with the heinous debacles unfolding in the crypto world?
A little bit. Not the the gruesome details, but enough to see the instability and feel the insecurity around that. Definitely.
Yeah, a lot of cloak and dagger games happening.
Yeah.
SEC and Coinbase. I mean, it's been happening. Hence why we decided, Kelly, to move to Polygon. We knew they were going after the exchanges. We knew they were going after the on-ramps and off-ramps. So it was very clear to us, go where the grass is greener, go where Disney is building, Mercedes-Benz, Starbucks, go where the money's going and be surrounded by these corporations who know what they're doing, launching their products and their metaverse and their NFTs. At the same time, take a position in offering services to all the folks who are getting left out in the cold. So it's all playing out here for the ARK, I think, in an amazing fashion. So bad news is always good news when you're on the ARK.
Yeah.
Because when it gets ugly, this is the place you want to be.
This is
let's
open
it up.
Yeah.
Who has questions? Not every day that we get Kelly here.
Somebody needs to wake me up. Give me a hard one.
Who is it going to be? Who's got some hard questions?
I hope there's not too much background noise from the driving.
No, you're fine. Sound very clear.
Where's the crickets? I think I hear the crickets.
Oh, we've got new crickets for you, Kelly. You want to hear the new crickets?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. They're push buds. The ones you know are these guys.
That sounds almost like a squeaky wheel. Oh, there we go. That's the one.
That's the one you know. But now we've got a better one. We have a new piece of kit here, hardware in the $1 billion broadcasting studio. So this one I can.
That one makes me laugh. Oh, if I'm ever grumpy, you can always cheer me up with that, Atlas.
Oh yeah, when we can, if you're grumpy, we can scare you too.
Yeah. Oh. Okay.
This is the ArkFi. Resistance is futile. You will be assimilated. Lower your shields. We are boarding the vessel.
Oh, that's funny.
We're having some fun here. Folks, where are the questions? We have Kelly here. I mean, is everything working so perfect and everyone's so calm, cool, collected, educated, understanding ARK inside out that there are absolutely no questions out there? Is that the case?
That's what it seems like. That's okay.
Well, we must be doing something right, Kelly, if all these great folks
we must be
are educated, knowing what's happening. They have no questions. That's usually what happens when we go and do our AMAs. We go out, we do our pitch, and by the time we're done, it's like any questions, nobody. We've already answered. And when you've done this enough times, you understand what might be apprehensions, confusions. So if you can explain it during the presentation, you do a good job. There's nothing left, and then they're just too busy, logging in, connecting their wallet and buying, getting an opportunity,
that is
loading
terrifying.
Their air card. We had them at hello, Jerry. It's that good. It's really that good. It's that fun. We're going to be doing plenty of that very, very soon. As soon as we get these products launched. We're also going to be doing, Kelly, the Zoom presentations. They are getting so good. They're almost dangerous, Kelly. We've narrowed it down that anyone who watches these presentations by these fantastic leaders we have here, that the amount of FOMO going through their vein. I mean, I think that the tattoo shops in their cities are going to be booked for the ARK tattoo. It's that kind of intensity. There's not enough ink coming from China for all the skin and all the ARK tattoos. Elon Musk, I'm sorry, but you're not going to be the number one, tattoo on people's, cheeks and foreheads and calves. It's going to be the ARK logo, guys. Hate to tell you.
Okay. You say so.
We have imaginations. We're passionate. We enjoy what we're doing. We're having a great time. We're also enjoying everything you've done here for the ARK. We wouldn't be the ARK without you, your sister, Chris Dugan, ArkFi, all the great folks, all our good friends that are on the advisory team. Shout out to SK Crypto K, as well as the Diamond in the Rough. Great folks, fantastic.
Thank you.
Hey, Coach.
I do have a hard stop in about 10 minutes, so if we don't have any questions, don't be too upset if I have to drop off.
They're either too educated already and experts, or they're intimidated. I think it's the first.
I'm pretty sure it's the first one, yeah.
These boys are expert, and ladies, they're all experts. Yes. They understand. So thank you for coming by. You're welcome to hang out. And I think, Coach, we're getting okay. Somebody was up.
Always a pleasure.
You turned it off.
I don't know if I have a question. I have a question. One is there like a template to keep track of like portfolio of all your investments, in crypto that's easy to use? Like, I put $100 into this coin, into this investment, into ArkFi, and then be able to follow it, how much money you put in, how much it goes out. That's one question. And then the other one, is there any kind of training to use your calculator? Because I get lost when you start talking about the kids and what to put in, all that kind of stuff.
Okay, well, maybe we could do one 15-minute session on one of the daily podcasts. I haven't made a video yet because I've been too busy, but I'd be definitely happy to do a walkthrough of one of the podcasts that would then just play back if we have time for that one of these days, Atlas.
Of course. We did one when you first brought it out, but you've
there's been a lot of changes since then.
Yeah, you've optimized it. It's much better. So that'd be fun. And then, Coach, we can have Kelly do a walkthrough for you. And as far as, do you have an answer for that? Is there something that you know of, Kelly, that people can track their crypto investment?
No, I'm not aware. I know I have my own master spreadsheets. I know Brandon also in the early days was tracking every last thing and had just this monster spreadsheet. I think it's a sort of DIY, do-it-yourself type thing. Although there's tax software that you can use to track things. And I think like Coinly and some of these other, Coinly? Yeah,
Coinly, CoinTracker is another one.
CoinTracker, yeah. But you have to babysit a little.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, there's a little bit of delay here. But yeah, you have to train it a little bit and you have to babysit it, but you can definitely get a lot of a big overview of what's going on in your entire crypto profile if you enter in all the wallets and do a good job of learning how the software works. That's probably the best way to track everything. Yeah, I would say.
Thank you. Is that Coinly? It's called Coinly.
But Coach, I think that's going to be a bit too complex for you.
Okay.
I would think you'll get more confused, and that's more for tracking trades on exchanges. You're not trading on exchanges. ARK is a very particular, different type of product. It would break most of those things anyhow. It just couldn't fathom the amount of money that people make here. But it's different. It's to track transactions in and out. And you're not very active with that. But I'll try to ask him, see if there's anything like that. I know that there was one that was a portfolio. It was an app that you could put all the different tokens that you purchase, and it'll give you a balance of everything combined as a portfolio, which is pretty helpful. But I don't recall a name. That was a couple of years ago that I ran into that. But again, ARK is different. ARK is it's a token on steroids, and just by having ARK, you're not seeing the full picture of what's happening here. So
okay, I'm creating my own spreadsheet, but I just want to.
Here we go. That's the best way. That's really the best way. And if it's something that comes out pretty good, share it with the community. We'll take a look at it. Sure, there's other folks that want to be able to track their journey.
Yeah, but it messes up when the price go up and down, and then I don't know which, like what my real balance is.
It's.
But I'm playing with it.
Yeah. I mean, to see what you cash out, right? You can also see that on the blockchain and go through that and add that to your list on the Excel. You can see the BUSD value. So that's one good way of keeping track. This is how much I've put in so far. This is how much I've taken out, like as a very basic accounting, right? Balancing. So you could definitely start there. Anyone else? Question, comment?
When I went to graduate school, they didn't even let us use calculators. So
They had the abacus back then.
yeah, they use slide rulers. So they started using like these calculators that you could add and subtract and plug them into the wall.
Intense. Yeah, now the AI can do everything for us. Times have changed for sure.
Oh, I'm going to ask Bard for a spreadsheet.
It'll do it. It'll make a nice one too. You can ask it to put it in colors, just the way you like. It's incredible what can be done there. So actually, yeah, I wonder if Catalyst has a good sheet. I would imagine that he does have a good sheet to track his stuff. That'd be somebody good to ask Mr. Catalyst, Coach, how he's doing it, because he's got everything in sheets, very organized, down to the last ArkToshi, down to the last ArkToshi. He's got it. All right. Well, in the interest of time, folks, we're not seeing any questions or any more questions for Kelly. And let's go ahead. Do we have, Mistletoe, the wheel of the toad? I know yesterday we had to skip it.
We do. It is ready to go. Oh yeah.
Okay, I'm excited. Let's do some wheel of the toad.
Let's go. All right. Apologies again yesterday for the inconvenience there. We just had a mess up with the date changing, and it closed the contest way too early, and there was not enough people to get in. But we do have some newcomers. There was a lot more people that entered. I think we got an extra like 30, 40 people. So thank you all for participating. If you don't know what is going on, this is your first time here, you're not sure what this wheel is, every single day we do a giveaway for the all aboard session. There hasn't been any all aboard session, but we will be started up with the shorts coming up soon. If you are a content creator, start drafting up those shorts, start thinking up those shorts ideas, because we will announce a contest pretty shortly about that. But for the sweep widget, even if you're not a content creator, you can definitely participate just by being an investor here at the Ark. All you have to do is click on the new sweep widget link every day after the podcast when we post it. It's posted in the main chat, in the contest and giveaway topic channel, as well as the announcements channel. If you aren't in the announcements channel, just do /announcements in the main chat, and you will get a link to join. All you have to do to enter is click on that new sweep widget link. There's going to be a task list. It's going to range from liking and commenting some YouTube videos, clapping up some Medium articles, retweeting some Twitter links, or just going to a website. And once you go through all those tasks, your name is going to pop up on this wheel right here. And we're going to spin it every single day. If we land on your lucky name, you will win $50 worth of BUSD. And we do this every single day. Shortly, we're going to switch it up over to giving away ARK instead of BUSD as well. So that'll go right into your vault account, increasing your NDV as well. And yeah, do be sure to participate. We do this every single day. It takes 2 to 5 minutes of your time, and it really helps push the algorithm for Ark and all the content creators on board here. So yeah, it's very easy. And again, it's a daily kind of thing. So do get involved. But without further ado, let's spin that wheel and give away some money. I assume everyone can see the screen. Hold on. Actually, let me refresh it because I don't think it's fair when it's not spinning before we spin the wheel.
Let's make it spin. All right.
There we go. It's never fair, I find, if your name is sitting on there and you spin it. I feel like you kind of gambler's fallacy or something. All right. On the count of three, whenever you are.
3, 2, 1.
Right on the line, but G.I. Joe, he takes the win. Congratulations, G.I. Joe. You've won $50 worth of BUSD.
Woohoo!
It's just that easy. And thank you for participating. You definitely enter every single day, so it's well deserved.
Thank you very much.
To be correct, it is ARK, not BUSD, sir.
$50 worth of ARK. Sorry, my bad.
Yes.
That's even better.
Let's go. Let's go.
Oh, yeah.
Fantastic. And well, we know what's next. The Wheel of the Toad. Do you see my screen?
I see. Yeah, we just see the ARK screen. Yep. We don't see the.
Give me a second. Let's go ahead and fix that. And let's see the spark. What's going on with the Sparky?
You can see it now.
All right, there it is. It's floating.
Let's go.
If you want to win the Sparky today, I hear it's not a proven fact, but I hear that it greatly improves your chances if you call out for Sparky. Everyone has their own way to call it. This is the time. I wish everyone here luck. 723.50 for ARK, folks. 10% going to the MVP. Let's see who they are. Well, we can already tell you the MVP is. The MVP, their wallet ends in 4F18, and they've brought in $972.90. Sheesh. Get it going, MVPs. It's a race. Let's see who wins it. All right, let's go ahead and unleash the beast. Sit back tight, enjoy as we let her loose.
Yeah, Sparky.
Come here, dog. I got some steak for you.
Hey, Dan.
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Easy, easy! Hold it down, hold it down! Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Easy, easy! Hold it down, hold it down! Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Easy, easy! Hold it down, hold it down, hold it down! Oh gosh! Oh my gosh! Easy, easy! Yes, you can't mess it. Yes, you can't mess it.
Right, there it is, folks. We have today's lucky spark prize winner. The wallet ends in 211B. They've won 652.20 ARK. They are a first-time winner that has just gone instantly into Nitro mode, folks. Sheesh. And our MVP, their wallet ends in 7F18. They've also won some Nitro Boost of 72.47 ARK. Congratulations, MVP. Everyone who's won today. Tomorrow's another opportunity for anyone to win. Let's go ahead and turn it over to our very own crypto DeFi expert, the one, the only, the Mr. Z. Hope you're doing well, my friend.
Is my microphone working just fine? Someone told me that.
Yes, sir.
Amazing, amazing. Always a fun day, a Wednesday, a hump day, a day with Kelly Snook. We get to learn a lot of insights, and yeah, it's a good joyous day. The weather's pretty good summer weather, and yeah, there's some real updates in DeFi. Let me share my screen. Give me a second. So the first thing I want to sort of touch into is the current price. And as we sort of said, like technically, we are going for lower lows. And we did fill this box now. You can say completely filled. So the first leg is clear. And now my target is down here to see if we tap into this now, because we've got all the hints that we are sort of stagnating in the economy right now. We have a bunch of, you can say, things happening in crypto, and a lot of SMEs, a lot of entrepreneurs are in fear right now in the US. So we are in if we're looking at the fear and greed index, we are in fear right now. And we might be going for lower lows. And I remember when we were like up here, right here. When we were just here before the Binance, everyone was DMing me and telling me that we're going to go back to 30K. This is just a pullback. I agree to disagree there because the technicals were telling me something else. Now the same folks are calling me and saying, "How did you see that coming?" And yeah, we're here now. And do I expect a pullback right now? I don't. I see maybe sideways movement, but then I see it tap into this level very, very soon to complete the rally downwards. So that's one thing I'm seeing with Bitcoin. Now in the fundamental news today, there were some interesting analogies because now we have the Hinman speech. This is something that the SEC were keeping really, you can say, like they were not, you can say, allowing for XRP Ripple to get access to this speech. Atlas, I have the speech now. It's a 4-minute video. You want to watch it?
Yes, sir. I thought you'd never ask.
1 second. So we had from, you can say, so Stuart Alderodi is like one of the sort of officers at Ripple, and he's the one that came out with this video. So I'm gonna make this thing a little bit bigger so we can all watch it. It's pretty interesting.
2018, then SEC Director of Corporation Finance William Hinman. On June 14th, 2018, then SEC Director of Corporation Finance William Hinman gave a high-profile speech where he declared that a token is not a security when it becomes, quote, sufficiently decentralized. But internal emails and documents show that senior SEC officials repeatedly warned Hinman that his speech wasn't true to the law and would greatly confuse the markets even more than they already were. Now, after more than 2 years and 7 court orders, we can finally share some of what we found in the Hinman speech documents. The SEC head of trading and markets warned Hinman that he was making up factors that, quote, go beyond the typical Howey analysis, as in not in the law, and that the speech could lead to not just confusion, but greater confusion on what is a security. Hinman ignored him.
If the network on which the token or coin is to function is sufficiently decentralized, and the purchasers no longer have a reasonable expectation that a person or a group is going to carry out essential managerial or entrepreneurial efforts, those assets might not represent an investment contract.
The same official told Hinman he should tie his speech, quote, more closely and explicitly to the Howey analysis. Hinman not only ignored him, but deliberately created factors beyond those identified by the Supreme Court in the Howey case.
I wanted to just note a few things. This list is not meant to be exhaustive, but these are things that we look at.
The SEC's own general counsel warned specifically that it's legally irrelevant if someone retains a stake in a token and is motivated to take action to increase its value, and that Hinman should delete it from the speech. And once again, Hinman ignored them and said without any legal support that it was important to ask.
As that person or group retained a stake or other interests in the digital asset such that it would be motivated to expend efforts to cause an increase in the value of the digital asset.
Both trading and markets and the general counsel also disagreed with Hinman's belief that if a network was sufficiently decentralized, information asymmetries would no longer exist, noting that a network creator would likely have more information than a retail holder, using Vitalik Buterin as an example. They warned Hinman that by creating this, quote, other category and focusing on information asymmetries, he was exposing a regulatory gap that the SEC may not have the jurisdiction to fill. Again, Hinman ignored them.
As the network becomes more truly decentralized, the ability to even to identify a promoter or to make the requisite, and someone that could actually make the requisite disclosures becomes in many cases difficult or and perhaps much less meaningful.
On June 4th, Hinman wrote that he didn't see a, quote, need to regulate Ether as a security, and set up a call with Ethereum's co-founder, Vitalik Buterin, later that week to, quote, confirm our understanding. On June 11th, the SEC's own general counsel advised against including any direct statement about Ether in the speech, because it would be difficult for the SEC to, quote, take a different position on Ether in the future. The next day, Trading and Markets wrote that the statements about Ether were, quote, likely to create more confusion. Hinman ignored all of them and decided to make headlines. picking winners and losers instead.
Moreover, putting aside the fundraising that accompanied the creation of Ether, based on my understanding of the present state of Ether, the Ethereum network, its decentralized structure, we believe current offers and sales of Ether are not securities transactions.
The emails show that Hinman knew he wasn't following the law. He knew he was making things up. And he knew that his speech would result in greater confusion in an already confused market. But Hinman went ahead with the speech anyway. And the SEC, despite knowing all this, touted the speech repeatedly. The SEC chairman himself pointed market participants to the speech.
Bill Hinman recently outlined the approach we take to evaluate whether a digital asset is a security. And I encourage you to take a look at Bill's speech, which is available on our website.
The SEC knew the speech didn't follow the law. The SEC knew the speech would create greater confusion. And the SEC knew Hinman was making things up. So why is the Hinman speech still on the SEC's website? Why was it ever allowed to be given at all? And why has the SEC pushed a policy of regulation by enforcement, falsely insisting the rules are clear?
That was the fastest 5 minutes of my life. Watching that. Yeah, before I can make any more comments, I'd like to hear what you guys think. Alice, I can't hear you, man. I don't know if it's the microphone or it's me.
Oh, I'm muted. I was just listening, watching the video.
Right. Yeah. Is my screen still sharing?
Yes, sir.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, so isn't that an amazing sort of like synopsis of like what the speech actually said, and this is why the SEC was sort of keeping this on wrap and not letting people like it took a whole year for this to be released. Isn't that crazy?
And there's some leaked emails, I believe, as well.
Yep.
That fit into this whole narrative of what's been going on.
Yeah. So in the leaked emails, what they're basically telling Hinman prior to the speech is to not confuse the people about securities. Do not contact Vitalik Buterin asking him for his definition on decentralization, and don't bring this up to sort of MSNBC and to the main sort of you can say corporate media. Because this will cause all these things, and he still went ahead and did the speech, and the speech is now in public. Everyone can sort of see its transcripts, but now we have the emails backing all the sort of blockages that he went through prior to doing that speech. So if that speech was sort of played out in these courts, and on behalf of Binance, Coinbase, or XRP. And we sort of define securities as we define Ethereum, for example, as a commodity or an other asset, right? Hinman wanted to call it an other asset. Then we wouldn't be in the scuffle that we are. And the unfortunate thing, not for like Coinbase or Binance or for Ether or any XRP, the unfortunate event is for the SEC because they have to go back on their words. And they'll constantly have the past haunt them, because Hinman here is clearly defining what decentralization is and why it cannot go through the Howey test, because the Howey test is sort of pumping a token, a stock on a sort of investment scheme. But when things are decentralized, it's the liquidity pool that give it its price action. So yeah, we can talk about this for hours, but I want your opinion on this.
Well, it seems to be a heinous debacle, right? They're, I want to know, because I don't know the whole story. What happened to him? Did they fire him because of that?
Apparently, they tried to like he left the year after. I think he completed his. I think you do a tenure of, I think 3.5 to 4 years, and then after that you elect a new SEC governor. And even that gets elected within house. It's not something that the public do a vote on, because you'd like to do that, right? On something like the SEC, but it's done in internal. And yeah, after Hinman, then came Gary Gensler, a fresh MIT lecturer who knew a little bit about blockchain, right? And that's where we are right now. And thus far, I've read articles that they even look to take him off the website, Hinman, because of this.
Right. And how do you suppress a speech like that? I mean, that seemed to be a public event, or was it a pseudo private invitation only event?
Invitation only. It was invitation only. And so Ripple wanted access to two things. They wanted, because there was a cut 2-minute version of the speech, but they wanted the full, I think it's a 2-hour speech, or like 1.5, 2-hour speech that he gave. So they wanted access to that, and they wanted access to the emails preceding to that speech, because in those emails he's there's like real commentary on him trying to interact with his team. And each one is sort of like alleging him to not go in that direction, do not make this speech. And he went on, he thought it was an important event, and he did that speech. So that speech in itself, if that it proves sort of crypto to be a other category, that can easily take all these allegations away, and we could sort of swim into a better pond of DeFi. But that's where we are right now. I thought that video was a good breakdown, but I think as we go forward, I'm going to go on a little rabbit hole and kind of read through those emails that have been sort of made public now to make up my own suggestions. But I think that that video kind of like does its work in the way that it sort of tells you that they were just countering him on so many other things like confusion. It was so Ether cannot be defined in the future because of this speech. And I think that speech is the reason why Ethereum is not included as a security. What do you think?
Well, it seems to me that there could be opinions by these folks in their speeches or what they say, but they don't make the laws, right?
Huh.
They interpret and they police and they make sure that the laws are implemented, right? And the folks that are outside. So I think that they might just very well be like, well, that's a opinion, but it's not backed up exactly by law because we haven't gotten there, which is the same case with what is happening with Mr. Gensler now. We have to get to the regulation part. So I think that's the positive. All this is forcing for proper laws and regulation, the same as Micah's been applied here in Europe. So we're going to get to that. And hopefully with all of the FUD, all of the concern, all of the angry investors that are feeling stranded, betrayed, understanding that this goes way deeper than really what we're seeing. I think there could be a rainbow for the investors at the end of the day, because I think Americans are understanding and government officials are understanding if they take this stance of just anti-crypto, that they're going to get left behind. It's almost like saying, no, we don't want to have people go on the internet. We don't want e-commerce. We don't want website. We don't want hosting. If America would have done that, what would have happened to America? So that argument's starting to come up, and I think it's very healthy in the end because it has to be resolved. There has to be clarity, not just a gray area where this is the type of stuff that happens. It depends on, who's the one speaking that day. Are they in a good mood, in a bad mood? Did someone piss in their cornflakes that day? And you're going to get a different narrative, a different story. So I think moving in the right direction, getting legal clarity. If we have to go to the Supreme Court, let's do that and stop stalling. Because I heard now that they're stalling and asking, I believe, for 120 days to come back to Coinbase with the inquiry that they've made. And this is a very clear game of chess that's happening. But it's at a time where this could be a very positive in the long run. So that's my opinion.
Yeah, I think these things, I think none of these things, especially innovation in society, has never happened in a straight sort of latitude or longitude sort of hierarchy. And we just went up in one sort of direction. There's always been pullbacks just like the market. And I think in a decade from now, this will be something that gets like dedicated in universities and gets discussed over seminars. Because we do the same thing when sort of the airplanes, the Wright brothers, discovered the airplane, and then we brought into the mechanism how to fly the plane and how to get a pilot's license. And the same thing with how inventions happen. So I think it's one of those kind of things that we will look back in a decade and say, you remember those days when when crypto was illegal? So I think this I mean the Ripple team have done a great job. Because this was never going to come out. They retaliated. They had 20,000 of their holders retaliate to the SEC that we want access to this information, and yeah, they had to decentralize their way into understanding this. And I think now there's a sort of a delay panel now with Gensler knowing he's under fire with all these accusations. Because it's one thing to just hear about someone's commentary, and it's another thing to like take down something that's sort of a liquidity pool or crypto asset. They're two different things, and I think the SEC sort of work on the commentary of things. So even when you brought up those Binance emails, my sort of opinion was that anyone can say anything. Like we can hashtag anything in the world right now. But it means nothing without like evidence, that's what's going on. So I think this thing is a good thing that's happened. And yeah, for anyone that wants to like read that tweet, it's a 13 part thread. It's by Stuart Alderoty, the chief legal officer of Ripple, and I've posted it into DeFi links, so more of you can kind of look into it and watch the video and make your own opinion of it. So that's that. The other thing I had to cover in the news was AWS. For people that don't know, Amazon Web Service was down for I think about 6 hours in Europe today, and what we and it didn't like affect the blockchain, but what we've learned is how dependent Ethereum really is to Amazon Web Services. So Amazon Web Services suffered a minor outage, but there was no significant impact on Ethereum's network nodes, even though they largely rely on Amazon's hosting. On June the 13th, the cloud service provider went down temporarily for around 3 hours. My bad, 3 hours at 12:08 p.m. PDT. The company first reported it was investigating increased error rates and latencies in parts of the United States. The mainstream news organizations such as Associated Press were affected and unable to publish articles. Yeah, it was such a outage that like the Associated Press and then I heard Bloomberg and a few other couldn't do any publishing today because of it. So
it's very important, Z. We'd actually had this as a major subject in one of our meetings a couple of days ago, looking at ArkNet and our products. Decentralized VPN, and understanding that at the end of the day, that here at Ark, we're transparent, we're truthful. We don't want to deceive or lie to people. And as we move forward, one of the things that we're going to do is to be very honest. We're building a decentralized system. But if you look at this article, what does it tell you? Ethereum is not fully decentralized. Bitcoin is not fully decentralized. Depends on which angle you look at it, you could say it's decentralized. But overall, decentralized as in a point of weakness, you just hit the nail on the head, AWS. Those servers go down. Is it decentralized? Or is that a centralized focal point for the network to function? DNS on the web, will it work? No. So that's one of the hurdles. That's something that we're trying to solve here. But understanding when we say decentralized, we want to educate investors to a harsh reality. So we're not blind sheep thinking all along that everything is perfect. And that's something that you're not going to hear from Ethereum. You're not going to hear from Bitcoin. You're going to hear it from the ARK team. There's some centralization that happens, and that is one of the major points. I don't know if, Brett, you want to come and harp in on that. You were in that meeting, and it was a very interesting meeting as we're looking at our core values of integrity and understanding that as good as the product is, as decentralized as the product is, and the nodes and the validators, there's a choke point, the internet, the servers where everything runs through.
Yeah, absolutely. You could go back to the telecom, the ISPs. There's all sorts of kind of infrastructure. So we can build layers that are decentralized, and we can be, really transparent and truthful about that, and build something with integrity around those ideals. But then at the end of the day, and this is where I think we can come up with some innovations where these layers connect between other layers, and find ways to either shield, protect, secure, anonymize, and those kind of things. Where are these touch points? And then how many of these touch points can we fully decentralize, or at least, create privacy and anonymity? So I think that's where the challenge is, but then also the opportunity for us.
Absolutely. There's a box somewhere, and it's connecting to the internet, and a lot of it runs through AWS, my friends. And with our layer one, we've made no secret of it. We want to completely go off grid for our power, and we also want to go to Starlink, and we want to move in a different direction, and we want to tackle this head on and get away from the centralized internet to be able to run our ZK AVM. But that's not here yet. That's going to take a lot of work, step at a time, but that's a direction. So we want to shield ourselves. We want to be in a position that we're not dependent on that. And we want to compete with AWS. And if folks are very into ESG investments, we're going to have ESG on a silver gold platter for those corporations that do want to come and they want to take advantage of carbon credits, and they want to be able to publish. We are completely off grid. All of our servers, all of our backend, even our connection to the internet, everything is running decentralized, or at least not from the big players, and start competing with them and offering those data storage services for those companies. Let's get this crypto, folks. Mr. Z, are we going to talk about the Fed pausing interest rates? I mean, what a day. What a day, my friends. Sheesh. Markets are reacting. Bitcoin's there, but I mean, we're seeing some major movement. I was wanting to get your perspective on that.
Yeah. I mean, it's like for the Fed, it's been a tough month. We were, I think, end of May, we were like a week away from not having any more cash in the coffers, and then they had to print how much? 37 trillion, some ridiculous gajillion number, to keep that going. So when we have that sort of scenario, this is why all the markets fell as hard as they have. Bitcoin prior to end of May was, I think, at 28,000 or 27,000, and so was Ethereum. And since then, gold is down, the US dollar is down. It's because when you print and supplement the market with artificial consumption, you're not going up in any way. The world knows what's happening with the US dollar, so it got shorted in all these other sort of currency markets, and now. What are they doing there? The news is, Fed's hawkish hold can put a floor under the dollar. So what they're trying to do is there's this thing called the dollar index. If any of you cover it, you can easily find it. It's called DXY. And what the DXY shows is the dollar was not able to hold the floor. What they mean by floor is something like this. Let me see if I can make this thing a bit bigger. So a floor is something like a straight line here, and so nothing goes volatile. But if you can see, this is a 4-hour chart, maybe close to a daily. But if you can see, since October 2022, we've not been able to hold a floor. We're always sort of volatile, and what the SEC are trying, what the Fed is trying to do here is trying to create a floor, and I want to see if they're able to hold it. I don't think it's gonna hold. I think we're gonna go a lower, but we'll see. We'll see if the Fed's efforts really make a difference.
Yes, sir. Anything else on the docket today, sir?
Can I throw something in there real quick? I don't know.
Okay.
I was at that whole Fed meeting today, and they plan on 2 more hikes this year and 4 more next year. The only reason they're not doing them right now is they're afraid of recession. But they said that there's probably 6 more rate hikes before 2025. So not very good news. You're going to be looking at 90% mortgage rates. Think about that for a moment.
Wow. Yeah. So they can hold it for now, but at some point they have to print more, and when they don't have to print more, they have to hold more. So they're always in this sort of volatile scale, just like a candlestick chart. So we'll see how this plays out. I think they went way too hard, especially after the Trump era, where we had minimal tax and we had minimal interest rates. We basically went way too. Then COVID came, and then after that, we basically took a very cutthroat measure, and cutthroat measure does not work well with economies because you're holding on to people's confidence. So now we're paying that price. We're paying for the COVID price now. We should have eased our way into tightening things, but we brought it on. We threw the what's the word? We threw the sink at it.
and now baby out of the bath water. That's what you're trying to say.
Yeah, basically.
What they need to do is they need to fire Jerome Powell and Janet Yellen. They do not know what they're doing, and as soon as they're gone, things will start to settle down.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. A bunch of people in government don't know. Let's start with the SEC and sort that out, and then work through the Federal Reserve and see how these folks really understand economies and stuff. So it's super interesting. But yeah, that's the updates for today. Thank you, guys.
Another magical. In my charts, we did go down below the 200 moving average, so I predict 22.7.
22.7. Cool. I'll mark that. I'll mark that number. Thank you.
All right, folks. That brings us to the end of today's daily podcast. We want to thank everyone that came out. Hump Day, Wednesday. Very interesting day in the markets. See what's happening with the Fed. A lot of information coming out too with the SEC situation. It's getting quite interesting. Our products coming online very, very soon. We couldn't have written a better story, folks. We're going to absolutely set this place ablaze. Scream from the top of the mountain. Folks, come and use these products. They are amazing. And you're going to get the first shot at it. NFT holders, get ready. It's going to be very, very soon. We want to fine-tune things. Remember, there's a lot of software involved. There's going to be some fine-tuning. It's going to take a little bit of time, just like when we launched a D-app, when we launched a mobile application. We are going to count and rely on you for the feedback so we can improve, we can make it better. As we get out to the mass market, we want to make sure that everything is working perfectly, exactly as intended. To the folks listening, thank you also for your participation. We hope you found the recording educational as well as entertaining. We hope that you're checking it out over on YouTube. We have the chapters. If you want to see who won the Spark, who the MVP is, listen to the DeFi sessions, hear the updates from Brent Nordine, see what's happening with the Wheel of the Toad. It's going to get really fun and really exciting here as we're going to be having shorts made by our content creators talking about the roadmap, talking about the Air card, Terra card. We're going to have some shorts also, I believe, from the presentations on Zoom. There's going to be so much content. Happy days ahead, folks. We wish all of you a fantastic rest of your day, your evening. We're going to be back tomorrow, same time, 4 p.m. EST, 8 p.m. UTC. Take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and we'll see you tomorrow.